This has been a long last couple of days, but we're over halfway through. With only Sony's and Nintendo's left at this point, we just had Ubisoft's. And where Square Enix's conference seemed to be over before it even began, Ubisoft dragged on and on and on, and it never seemed to end. And that might have been because I had to poop the whole time, or it might have been because we're about 17 conferences in and I've been streaming everything and filming videos for everything, and I feel like I'm about to lose my mind, but I think it was sort of a dragged out conference. That being said, they had a ton of games to show. Whereas Bethesda and Square Enix definitely specialize in certain areas, Bethesda has a ton of shooting games and then some RPG games, and then Square Enix really focuses hard on their RPGs. Ubisoft likes to really branch out there. They have the Rabbids games, they have the racing games, they have the Division online multiplayer games, they have pirate battle games now. And they even introduced the space game called Starlink, which features Starfox, which was a huge surprise, but at the same time, not really a surprise. Obviously, it was something that no one expected, but that relationship between Nintendo and Ubisoft has been strong for so many years. About a year ago, I actually made an entire video about this and how Ubisoft is actually Nintendo's secret weapon, supporting them in a time when no one else would. Wii U had no third-party support whatsoever, except on launch day one, Zombie U. Ubisoft out the gate on launch, working with the system before it was even launched, which is why Nintendo gave them the rights to Mario so they could make a Mario and Rabbids game. It was good faith on Nintendo's part. It was paying them back in a way. It was, yeah, you can have Mario. We trust you with Mario. Make a game with our franchise. And we see Miyamoto come out on stage. This is the second time now in a Ubisoft event that Miyamoto has walked out in his big, smiley, grinning face. I love Miyamoto so much. He warms my heart. And they've now let Ubisoft use the rights to Starfox in this Starlink game. And I'll be honest, when I was watching that trailer initially, I was like, I probably won't play this. You know, it's not for me. I'm not gonna go out of my way to play this on PlayStation 4 on Xbox. But then I heard, oh, it's coming to Switch. And then, oh, not only is it coming to Switch, but only on Switch you can play as Starfox. Miyamoto then said, "Merci beaucoup." I love that man so much. He's adorable.
Super! So, thank you.
And I think at that point, we all knew that Ubisoft had nailed it. They had nailed E3. We nailed it. We nailed it.
Thanks everyone. Have a great E3.
I don't know why, but throughout this event, the Ubisoft audio technicians had a real issue with turning off their microphones as people left the stage. We had that lady yell out, "We nailed it," as she left the stage, which is debatable if you actually did nail it. And then you had someone else who stuttered on his lines a few times on stage. As he walked out, you could hear him saying, "Every day, dude. They change it every day."
I'm so sorry, I did not know they had changed your entrance, so I
Changes
apologize.
every day, every second they change.
Turn the mics off. And a few other times during the event, just at random points, you could hear people start talking and then they quickly turn off the microphones from people that are wired up somewhere in the event, and they accidentally switched on their mic and then switched it off. Whoever was working audio at this Ubisoft event is probably fired at this point, because certainly didn't nail his job. All around, it was a pretty good event, drawn out in a lot of places, but they showed a lot of things. They catered to almost every kind of gamer, and I certainly saw a few things that I liked. The new Trials game, which again, initially I was like, yeah, I probably won't play it. Then I found out it was coming to Switch, and I don't know why that changes my opinion of a game. It instantly takes me from a place of I probably won't play it to I can't wait to spend hours in it. I know it's terrible, but something about that Trials game, I would actually play that on my tablet in portable mode, like in bed or something like that, and I probably wouldn't sit on a couch and play that on my big TV. If I'm gonna be sat on my couch and tied to my TV, I wanna play a big adventure game. I wanna dive into Fallout 76. If I'm out of the house though, maybe on a road trip or in bed, sure, that's where somewhere like Trials would actually be fun to have installed on my system. So I'll try that one out. And then the other thing that I liked the look of was obviously Skull and Bones, a game I've been going on about for a while on my channel. I know it's not for everyone. A lot of people were saying it looked boring during the stream. I personally thought it looked awesome. It was that fleshed out pirate game that I've always wanted, where I could partake in pirate battles and upgrade my ship and upgrade my cannons. I've wanted something like that fully fleshed out, and it's never came up. This is the first time I'm really getting that that. It's like a lot of things that you just didn't get in Sea of Thieves, like actual missions, a purpose to the game, really awesome things like having the chain cannon shots where you can shoot at the sails and the chain cannons will tear through the sails, slowing that ship down. A lot of mechanics like that that lead to a load of strategy. So those were probably my highlights. Some Switch ports, some Starfox, Skull and Bones. Let me go through the rest of the event and everything else that was announced for you guys. Starting with Beyond Good and Evil 2. Actually, this looked amazing. I don't know how I forgot about this and didn't mention this already. They started with an epic cinematic trailer. Something that Ubisoft does really well for their games is making an amazing cinematic trailer that never represents how awesome the game actually ends up being. Beyond Good and Evil 2 might actually represent it in this case. What I was watching was incredible, and I actually wanted to just take that and make it a movie because I was having so much fun watching it, and I was worried we wouldn't see any gameplay, but then they showed off what they called pre-alpha footage, and honestly, it looks pretty fantastic. It looks really unique as far as games that Ubisoft usually creates, and it just has that feeling of a brand new world, a brand new kind of game, something that we haven't really got a chance to dive into too many times in the gaming industry. And if the two cinematic trailers we've seen now actually reflect the cutscenes in the game, and if that actually looks like how the game's gonna look in between gameplay segments, this could be a really amazing game. This could be one of my favorite games ever made. Just judging by the small amount of gameplay we've had and the epic proportion of everything, and the fact that it is such a unique experience, I can see myself having a lot of fun in this game if it's done right from here on out. We saw more of Division 2, and I don't want to be a hater, I don't want to be that guy. I didn't really super love Division 1. I tried to get into it, I bought it, I restarted it like 3 times with different people to try and have fun in that game. And everything we've seen of Division 2 so far, I haven't seen anything. As someone who's willing to jump back in, if you show me something new, if you show me something different, something added to the game, I really am not interested in playing Division 1 again. And that's just what I've seen so far. And that's just me being a real negative Nancy about this one title. I'm not sure what I'm even looking for out of this game to be different, but it just looks the same as the last one. There was a giant musical performance. There was actually a couple of them, but we'll just talk about this one. For the Mario and Rabbids DLC with Donkey Kong. This DLC was announced so long ago, I didn't realize it was going to be this fleshed out. I thought they were just adding a new character and maybe some new maps. But I guess I was wrong because it seems like a full expansion, even with cinematics and new storyline. We had another look at the VR game Transference, the game that Elijah Wood is working on. I had talked about this in a VR video recently and how I was very interested to see how this turned out. And unfortunately, from what I saw, it just looked like another horror game that's on the PlayStation Network. Way back when this game was announced, Elijah Wood said the whole point of the game was to be a mind-melting, mind-bending, questioning your own sanity and if you should even continue. But all I saw was some like creepy figures at the end of a hallway and one creepy figure coming towards you in a hallway, and it's like the classic horror game trope or horror movie trope that we've seen 1,000 times. There's nothing mind-bending about that. So I'm not sure where this game is going, but I hope we see something better from this in the future. My personal opinion, of course. For you For Honor fans, and apparently there's a lot of you because they said there's 35 million active players in the game right now, there is a new mode in this game called Breach that pits teams of 4 against each other. There's also a new Battle Royale mode which pits 100 people in one For Honor map. I'm kidding, that didn't happen. And then we saw more of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'll be honest, when I first saw the Odyssey trailer and I saw it was in Rome, I don't really have much interest in Rome. But everything I saw actually did hype me up. You guys know I actually do love my Assassin's Creed. I loved Assassin's Creed 2 and a few of the games after that, but then it got really stale. And in Origins, they took some time off, they took a few years off, they stopped pumping them out every year. And honestly, it was a complete reimagining of what an Assassin's Creed game can be. I liked the RPG elements they added. The combat was so much better in Origins, like 1,000,000 times better. I really enjoyed the combat, and it looked gorgeous. Like right now, it's still one of the best looking games on Xbox One X. Playing it in 4K, HDR, it looks incredible. I know it's not all about graphics, but damn, did I stop so many times in that game and just explore the world visually. Well, Origins does look like a reskin in a way. It doesn't look too much different. You can see a lot of things reused from Origins, but that's not a bad thing. That's what they've done in the past with a lot of the great Assassin's Creed games, is take the game before that and just improve on it. You don't have to rebuild a new engine every single time. This is the first time you can choose what character you want to play as a male or a female. Again, I actually like that a lot. Also, Syndicate had you switching between a male and female character, so it's not the first time they've done a female character, it's just the first time you can pick one and then play exclusively as that for the entire game. You also have dialogue options where you can pick what you say. They've gone a lot more in the RPG direction with this game, and I like that. The dialogue and talking to NPCs still still looks as boring as it always did. I'm just glad they're adding new things into the game, and again, Origins was actually pretty fun. And that was the event. Unlike the other events, and unlike what Ubisoft usually does, there was no hidden secret right at the end. There was no one last thing of, amazing. They didn't have that one little bonus. In fact, there was really no secrets other than Starfox coming to Starlink, which was an amazing secret. Seeing Miyamoto is never unappreciated. Wasn't the most exciting event. There was no huge hidden secrets. There was a lot of talking. There was a lot of cringe, as there always is. But all in all, they put on a good show. If not a little bit too long, they at least answered a lot of questions for me, like with Skull and Bones and with Assassin's Creed, and they showed us some gameplay of Good and Evil 2, which I didn't expect. But as an actual fan of Ubisoft, and as much as I hate a lot of the things they do, I respect a lot of the things they do, I gotta say it was actually pretty good, and I'm really excited to play those games I'm looking forward to. Now, I'm looking at the timer right there, 2 hours, 24 minutes until Sony starts. That gives me 2 hours to edit this video and get it up, but I can't wait to see you guys in the next events, in my next videos, and all of that. Thank you guys, just thank you for being here with me. Nailed it! Yes! Freaking nailed it! Every day, dude, every day it changes, but I nailed it. Oh, it's still on.